Hi everyone. Today, I thought I'd talk about having a positive mindset and dealing with negativity. Throughout my life, I've experienced many highs and lows. Sometimes I handled them well, other times not so much. Even when things were going great, my inner voice often turned negative, telling me I got lucky or that it wouldn't last. For a long time, I struggled to control my emotions. I let them get the better of me, which fueled more negativity. I'd go through weeks or even months stuck in cycles of positive or negative thoughts, unable to get a grip on my own mind. Some of the events in my life, which I've shared in previous videos, pushed me to want to change. I wanted to grow, to improve, and to wake up to new possibilities. Once I was ready and truly willing, I began trying different techniques. Over time, I gained better control of my emotions, a more positive outlook, and the ability to reduce negative thinking, both consciously and subconsciously. Today, I'll share the tools that work for me and still do. I encourage you to try them. You've got nothing to lose. Adapt them to fit your life, or use them as a starting point to explore other methods that resonate with you. Much of what I've learned comes from books, online resources, friends and family, and I'm deeply grateful for their help. Where I can, I'll credit the people behind these techniques. If I miss someone, it's not intentional, and I welcome anyone who knows the original sources to share them. The first techniques that truly changed my life come from Mel Robbins, an incredible author, podcast host, and speaker. I highly recommend following her and reading her books. Her advice has been life-changing for me. The first technique I used was the 5-second rule. Whenever you need to do something but feel resistance, whether it's getting out of bed, starting some exercise, or finishing a task, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then blast off. Move suddenly. Before your brain talks you out of it. I started using this when I couldn't even get out of bed. It worked the very first time, and I've used it every morning since. Now, whenever excuses creep in, I count down and then take action. The second Mel Robbins technique is the let them theory. It's about releasing the need to manage or control other people's choices. Let them live their lives, make mistakes, and learn. This one was harder for me because I'm empathic. I often sense the outcomes of people's choices, and when I was right, I shared their pain. But I eventually realized that trying to step in was draining me, and sometimes preventing others from learning valuable lessons. Now, I let them go their way, unless they're in genuine danger. Other techniques I use don't have a specific creator. I picked them up along the way, and they've been just as powerful. One unusual technique is this. Every morning, I tell my brain out loud, if I'm alone, silently if I'm not, I want useful thoughts that don't hurt us and positive thoughts only. Then, if a negative thought arises, I immediately say, brain, stop. That's not useful or positive. At first, I had to do this 5 to 10 times a day. By the second month, only 3 to 5 times. Now, I really need it more than once or twice a day. And then finally, I replace negative thoughts with positive alternatives. For example, if a driver cuts me off, instead of thinking, what a moron, I stop the thought and I replace it with, maybe they're rushing to a family emergency. Maybe they're unwell. Maybe they've just had terrible news. Even if none of those are true, it helps me stay calm and move on quickly instead of spiraling into anger. These tools rewire the brain over time. With practice, they become automatic, helping you stay positive and resilient. Because life will always have highs and lows. The difference is that you'll learn to ride both, knowing they're temporary and that you're capable of handling whatever comes your way. So let me ask you, are you a positive person with a strong mindset? If not, are you ready to change the way you think? Thank you for watching today's transmission. Until next time, let curiosity guide you